The story kicks off by showing us a really dark forest where a kid was running, scared of someone, or maybe running to get away from someone. After that, the scene shifts, and a red bus is shown driving through the same forest, heading toward its destination down the road. A little further down the road, a fallen tree blocks the path of the bus, so this bus takes an alternate route, without realizing the danger that might be there. We also see some skeletons there. Moving forward, all the trees had been cut down. Suddenly, a thick fog starts forming right in front of the bus and surrounds it. The kids sitting in the bus also look outside in fear because the driver had to stop the bus right away. He got down and saw a dead deer in front of them, which he removed. As soon as the driver turns around, he is startled, and when he got back on the bus, it turns out that a man had gotten on behind him. This man was holding the bus driver at gunpoint. He threatens all the kids and tells them to sit down comfortably in their seats. All the kids listen to him and sit down quietly on the bus. One of the kids on the bus remembers that he had read about this man in the news. He was a serial killer who had escaped from jail just a few days ago. And what was truly terrifying was that this man only killed teenagers, or you could say he was a psychopath. The man orders everyone to throw their phones out the window, and the driver kept driving the bus. While driving, the driver misses another signboard that said they were heading toward an abandoned military zone. This means an area where research had been done years ago, but now no one lives there. Now their bus starts going through a tunnel that had lights on. But after going a little distance, their bus suddenly stops. They realize that the bus engine had broken down. The psychopath thinks the driver is trying to be clever with him, so he takes a little girl at gunpoint and tells the driver, "Get out now and fix this bus in front of me. If you try any tricks, I'll kill this kid." During this time, the tunnel lights go out, which scares everyone. They start hearing terrifying noises in this dark tunnel. The killer signals the driver to go check out what it is. So, he takes his flashlight and starts moving forward. As he moves toward the darkness, he spots a shadow. When he goes closer to look, he realizes that it's a terrifying-looking monster. The driver screams in fear, and the monster catches and kills the driver. Everyone sitting inside the bus was watching all this. The killer quickly took the girl and got back inside the bus. All the kids start screaming, but the killer tells all the kids to shut up so that the monster can't see or hear them. The killer quickly tries to start the bus, but the keys weren't there. They were in the driver's hand, whom the monster had killed. He sends one of the girls from the group to the driver to get the bus key. Fearing, the girl goes near the driver and is shocked to see him. The driver was dead. The girl couldn't believe it, and tears started falling. But this wasn't the time to cry, so she takes the key and comes back to the bus. The girl's condition wasn't great when she got back on the bus. When the other kids ask her about the driver, she shakes her head no, because the driver wasn't alive anymore. Hearing this, all the kids get sad and upset. Here, the killer tells a boy named Reggie to start the bus, but the bus was broken. How could it start? He threatens him, "If you don't start the bus, I'll kill all of them." But this boy starts arguing with the killer, unafraid. A kid behind the killer takes the opportunity to push him. When the killer falls down, Reggie snatches the gun from his hand and then points it at him. But the killer starts laughing and says, "You can't kill me. It takes a lot of guts to kill someone, which you definitely don't have." Before the kid could do anything, they start hearing noises from outside the bus. This noise distracts everyone, and the killer snatches the gun back from him. The noises coming from above the bus had gotten louder, which scares all the kids. In anger, the killer gets off the bus and starts shouting, "Whoever you are, come out of the dark and face me." He was saying all this when his voice suddenly stopped. A strange, terrifying smile comes on his face, and someone suddenly attacks him. The attacker decapitated him, and the kids inside the bus were absolutely shocked seeing this. They were scared because they could see the creature, the monster, with the man's head in one of its hands. It had many tentacles sticking out of its hand, which were embedded in the man's head. They had no idea what to do. To save their lives, they decide to stay inside the bus. But then they started hearing strange noises from outside. With a creaking sound, the bus door opened, and they saw the monster's big hands on the bus seats. Now this monster comes inside the bus, and to escape it, they all start running toward the bus's other door, but this door wouldn't open. One of them had a flashlight, and when it accidentally shines on the monster, they notice that this monster is afraid of light. Taking advantage of this, they keep the monster at bay with the light. Just then, the bus door opens, and they all get off the bus. Keeping the light on the monster, all the kids keep running forward and reach a bunker. Inside the bunker, there was a room that had a map of the entire place. After seeing it, they realize that this is a military base. So they make a plan that to stay safe from that monster, they have to turn on the lights of this military base, which would allow them to escape from here. Putting the map down, they all make a plan and start thinking about where the control panel might be. Nolan and his friends go off to find the power point, while the three sitting here were passing the time in strange ways. After this, one girl tells the two boys that she has to go to the restroom, but she couldn't go because she was scared. So Reggie goes with her. Reggie kept annoying her by talking, so she wasn't responding to him. It was getting late, so when Reggie turned around to look, he realizes that the girl, Quinn, wasn't there. After this, he was terrified. He started shouting and looking for Quinn everywhere. His other friend also finds out that Quinn is missing. So they start looking for Quinn in a different area, and finally reach a place where they see Quinn. But at that moment, a monster was on top of Quinn. A terrifying monster was about to eat Quinn. Quinn was scared sick seeing the monster, but Reggie distracts the monster by showing it fire, while his other friend managed to pull Quinn out. Quinn and her friend both run away quickly to escape the monster, without thinking about whether Reggie was behind them or not. Actually, Reggie had dropped the torch, and it fell into the water below and went out, and now the monster was about to attack him. Strange things came out of its mouth and fell on Reggie's mouth. This was blood. When Quinn and her friend came and saw Reggie, they were completely shocked. They couldn't do anything now, and before this monster could eat Reggie, the lights suddenly come on, which scares the monster, and it leaves Reggie and runs away. And they realize that their friends had found the powerhouse. Here, Nolan and his friends, who turned on the lights, found a room nearby. In that room, there was a dead body, and also a lot of pictures and notes. These notes were only about this creature. It seemed like someone had done a lot of research on this creature, and then failed to kill it. But their point wasn't this. Their point was to get out of here somehow and fast. So when they move forward, they see a strange shadow in the distance. They were both scared and held their breath, because it could be the monster. But they realize that it's not a monster but their three friends, which makes all three of them happy, and they go to them. This happiness was only for a moment because they saw a mark on Quinn's neck. It was a really bad wound that was bleeding. Everyone starts thinking that Quinn is now infected by the monster. So some of them say that maybe they shouldn't keep Quinn with them. But they don't do that. They keep Quinn with them. To get information about what will happen to her, they all go back to the same room where they had previously found a lot of notes about the monster. They pick up a notebook from the many notes lying there and start reading it. This was the story of a boy who loved to explore new things with his sister. And in this way, they came to this military base one day while exploring. The boy who wrote this story kept looking closely at the map and stayed behind, while his sister kept moving forward. And she was suddenly shocked by something she saw, as if she saw something strange inside. When her brother behind her looks toward her, it was already too late. Screams were coming from inside the tunnel, so he got scared and ran toward the forest instead of saving his sister, so he could save his life and get out of there. This is the same scene we saw at the beginning of the movie. This kid left here at that time, but this incident stayed in his mind. The fact that his sister was killed because of his carelessness remained in his heart, and now he wanted to take revenge on the thing that killed his sister. Even after years passed, he couldn't do anything. He researched this monster, found out every single thing about it, and then planned how he could kill this monster. He even built a machine to kill the monster. But before he could kill the monster found out about him being here and killed him. From his notes, they also find out that this monster always kills whoever it attacks or whose blood it tastes. And now Quinn was in huge danger. They decide that they will fight to save Quinn, and they will complete the work that man started. They will complete that machine and kill that monster. But Quinn says here, no one will put themselves in danger because of me. But all her friends were good. They say, no, we'll all get out of here alive. Thinking this, they all hug each other and then start working on their plan together. After a little while, they acquire the machine made by that man, which was now fully working. Seeing this made them very happy. But there was still work to be done, bringing the monster in front of this machine. For this, they set a trap. They placed Quinn's blood-soaked clothes in an empty spot so that the creature would smell it and come there. They had also positioned Quinn a little distance away so that the monster would come to the exact right spot, and they could turn on the lights and kill it. According to their plan, the monster did appear in front of them. It smelled Quinn's clothes and picked them up, but it knew this wasn't Quinn. At this exact time, Nolan was supposed to pull the trigger, but unfortunately, the trigger got stuck, which made the monster look for Quinn and go after her. Before it could attack Quinn, they activate the machine at that very moment, and as a lot of light falls on the monster leaves Quinn. Quinn and her other friend quickly run and get out of the tunnel. Now, one of their friends quickly runs and stabs the monster in the stomach, but their attack didn't harm the monster. Now all they could do was run for their lives from here. Holding torches in their hands, they all start running outside, but now the monster was behind them. Both girls had already gotten out of the tunnel. After getting out of the tunnel, they felt pretty good, and then they looked back, where their friends hadn't arrived yet. And now the monster was standing in front of them. They started trembling with fear, but the monster didn't come out because there was light outside. Just then, the three friends came near the monster from behind, set it on fire, and got out of the tunnel. The monster burned in the fire, and finally, their plan worked and was successful. They had killed that monster, and all their lives were saved. They not only saved themselves, but also ended the future danger for everyone here. At the end of the movie, these kids remember their driver who had asked them a riddle. What is the one thing that gets us out of every trouble? At that time, they didn't know the answer to the riddle, but now they completely understood that the thing was courage, which gets a person out of the biggest trouble. The dying driver had taught them a huge lesson, and the story ends right here. Let us know what you thought of the movie in the comments below. And if you had fun watching this recap, Please give the video a like and subscribe to Jar Recap so you don't miss our next deep dive. Thanks for watching.